Hello everyone and welcome to Twin Flame Tarot. So today we're talking about the Hanged Man, which follows on perfectly from the Justice card because this is about going within. So I'm going to connect with this. We're going to talk about the card. We're going to look at it together and then we're going to bring it back for the Twin Flame journey. So let's look at this and see what we need to know. The Hanged Man can also be called the Hanging Man. So as you can see in the card, he's hanging around. You may think somebody has hung him up that way. You know, maybe a captor, he's been captured and, kidnapped and somebody's hung him up that way. But actually, he's put himself in that position. So we're being reminded that sometimes things that happen in our lives happen because we've put ourselves in that position. It's a situation of our own making. It's something that we have tangled ourselves up in and we need to find the way out. So the first thing that you can see is he's hanging upside down, but his leg is bent. So it shows that he's not really in any pain, and he's got his arms up and you can see he's not really in any pain there. He just kind of looks like he's relaxing a little bit. And the Hanged Man is a card where we need to change the way we look at our life. We need to change the way we look at our situation. We need to make changes in accordance with our truth. And the number is 12, which is about stability. So we also need to make changes that bring in more stability, power, and, better health and circumstances within our physical world. The Hanged Man can also be connected with Pisces because Pisces are a powerful water sign. So we know that this is a card that is connected with the emotions and the way we think or feel. And Pisces are also deep divers. They go within to find the answers, and that's also what we're being guided to do here. So the number 12 is about stability, and it's also about faith because 1 and 2, which means 12, is also 3. When we add the 1 and the 2 together, it means faith. So the number means faith. Faith in the journey, believe. Remember your truth, trust. Because whenever there is a delay in our lives, it's always delayed for a reason. It's always necessary for our growth and our learning and our mission and our truth. And there's always delays with love. They always show me a vision of traffic lights when we connect with a delay. And you've got the red light that stops everything, the amber light that shows things are about to move forward, and then the green light that shows change. So imagine that red light when you have a delay in your life or an obstacle or a challenge or something you feel you need to overcome. That red light is a beautiful, powerful red heart because it's showing you it's delayed with love. Think about when you get stuck in a traffic jam and you may be angry or frustrated or impatient because you want to move forward. You want to get to your destination. You don't want to sit around because you start feeling, frustrated about what's going on. But really that traffic light or that delay or that traffic jam could be saving you from something important. It could be keeping you back so you don't get involved in an accident or drama or something that doesn't serve your soul. You may be at that traffic jam because something needs to align for you. So you're being held back so you arrive at your destination at the exact right time so that you meet your person or you receive that opportunity or you receive that thing. So this is really a card that suggests to you that what's needed at this time when the Hanged Man appears is to change your perception and to see things from a much higher point of view. If you look at what he's wearing there, he's wearing a beautiful blue top or tunic, and that signifies the power and the strength within. Archangel Michael's power to face truth and understand and think about the power that's needed to stay in that position because he's balancing really. You could look at that like a yoga pose. If you think, well, he's hanging off that tree trunk there, but is actually very flexible and adaptable to be able to do that. So he gains that strength from Archangel Michael. And the red, again connected with Archangel Metatron, connected with divine timing. So you're being reminded that everything is always on this journey in divine timing. It's in God's time, not your time. So if you feel that you are being rejected or there's a delay, that delay or rejection is always a redirection. It's an opportunity that allows us to look at things from a higher perspective, to change our perception. And when you look at things differently, the things you are looking at change. And that brings in power. And you can see that there's a beautiful yellow light, or you could see that as a yellow sun around his head. And that's connected with illumination. So I feel there's a lot of illumination connected with this card, and that brings in power because it leads to hope and it leads to your truth and the ability to make a change. So Archangel Uriel around this card and this energy, because he's helping you to see, to illuminate your mind so you see things much differently and from that higher point of view. It's also a great sign when we get this card that it's time to rest. It's time to recharge. It's time to replenish and regain our strength and power. If you get this card with the Hermit card, which is all about going within, it's a huge sign that that's what's needed. Time off, time alone, time within. So never get defensive. If this card comes into a position for your journey, it's a sign to take a deep breath, because the delays are necessary to move things forward, to allow your divine masculine to process what's going on, but also to give you the time to work on yourself and find your own power. And it's an opportunity to rise above the ego and rise above fear. So you look at things easier and things feel easier and calmer. And if you get this in the reverse position, or you feel it's in different energy. So, for example, if this comes up with the Ace of Wands, delays are coming to an end. Delays are over. There may be fresh ideas and fresh perspectives and motivation to move ahead. You'll be feeling very enlightened. And you feel that anyway with the Hanged Man. When I look at this card, I don't see a delay. I see an opportunity to grow. And if you turn it around, it looks like a yoga pose there. We've got the enlightenment around the head. It's a card of power. And it's a card where we can really make things happen in our life and fly. And you can see on the branch above there, here, where you've got this green kind of ivy growing, or flowers or leaves, or however you want to perceive that. That's showing you that great growth takes place during these delays. And that's always the way within the twin flame journey, because remember, if it seems to be that they are ghosting you, they are processing. Ghosting you is processing for them. So we have to, as a divine feminine, see through the illusion and rise through fear and understand why things happen the way they do, because your journey is always protected. So you may see rainbows around this time, because the delays are necessary to lead to the desired outcome. All you have to do is change your perception, and then the things you are looking at change. So when this card comes out, we know there's a delay. We know there may be a block. There may be a challenge or an obstacle. But you have the power to get through it with the power of your mind. So always look for the blessing. This card is saying to you there is a blessing in what you are going through. And that blessing is sometimes disguised as a problem or a challenge or a painful ending or some form of delay. But you are always delayed with love. It's allowing you to build strength and balance and harmony in your life, in your mind, so you can gain clarity and understanding, see things clearly, and get ready for the next steps ahead. It's so powerful, because as I just went to press stop on the camera, it turned it around. So the Hanged Man is also a sign that things in your life and your connection are actually turning around, it's a good thing. And I love how the angels show, when we are tapped in with the heavenly realm and we are connected with source, we always receive the signs. So this is a great card that says to you, things are turning around because you're starting to turn around the way you see things. You're changing your perception of things, a lot like the giraffe. We get giraffes when we are connecting with our higher self because we are seeing things from a higher perspective. Giraffes are very tall. And they just again gave me fear. So whenever we go through fear, we're always asked to take a moment to process that fear, to process what we're going through. Instead of rushing in and reacting, we're always guided to take a step back. Why is this happening? So the Hanged Man is also the observer. We become the observer. Isn't that interesting? Why is this occurring? Why is this taking place right now? What am I learning from this situation? How am I learning to overcome my fear? What is this situation letting me know about me and how I feel and what I know? So it's definitely a card that says to you, think, process, observe, take a moment, breathe, and then see it from a much higher point of view. But delays are always delayed with love. So we've got, for the journey then here, delays. So if you want a word, for this card, for the Hanged Man, delays. And the number 12, remember, is about stability. So it's always delays that ultimately lead to stability, to a better future, to a better way. And that's why we've got the rainbow on this card, because rainbows are protection. Delays are necessary to lead to the desired outcome. Change your perception. So change the way you were looking at this. If we're in fear because they've blocked us or they're not replying to us or they've walked away, there's a reason for that. And it also means that you have work to do too. Because if you're getting triggered by that or you're in fear, you are learning to release, to surrender, to let go of control, to focus on the love, not the fear. So as the Divine Feminine, I am learning to observe my thoughts. I love that one. I am learning, because we're learning, we're always growing, we're always changing and evolving and transforming. So I am learning to observe my thoughts. So whenever there's a delay or an obstacle or a challenge, we rise above it and we observe it and we think, isn't this interesting? Why is this taking place right now? And then we don't allow the ego to push us into fear or into that energy where we react in fear. So we do something we regret, or something later down the line we think, oh, I wish I'd have handled that differently. So we become the observer of our thoughts. And the Divine Masculine says, I need time. So see how it's different, because the feminine is always so switched on. You can handle things easier with communication and understanding of what's right. But the masculine has to go within. They have to process it. They work it out differently, because the Divine Feminine usually has a support system. Okay, definitely from heaven, that's always with you. But a support system of people you can turn to, physical people. They may not be family or friends, but you find them elsewhere, your soul tribe, your soul family, like this channel here. Whereas the masculines don't really have that. They have the same protection and connection with God and their higher self and, their angels, but are they listening to that at this point? This is why they need to go within. This is why they need to walk away or, process things, to find that bond, to find or re-find or rekindle that connection where they work it all out. They don't really have anyone in their physical reality that they can confide in about this stuff or talk to about you, because, it's very personal to them. So he's saying, I need time. I understand things now from a fresh perspective. So he's saying to you, I'm understanding things differently. And that's why I need time to understand things from a fresh perspective. So he's gathering all this information and he's feeling all these feelings about you, and it's very overwhelming. So he needs time to process that. So I need time to understand things from a fresh perspective, to let go and heal the way I viewed things before. So this is also a card that says you're not seeing things the way they were. Maybe you're not seeing things clearly. So you need time out to understand, to process, to work it out. So he's saying, I need to let go. And I need to heal the way I saw things, viewed things, understood things before. So it's a very powerful sign when we get this card. If it's coming up for the divine masculine, it's saying to you, divine feminine, give him time. Give him that space. Don't pressure him at this time, because he needs that to move it forward. And he will. He's gaining enlightenment. You may feel like he's forgotten you or walked away from you, or he doesn't want anything to do with you. But in spiritual truth, it's the opposite. He needs time to process how he feels about you. He needs time to work out the changes he has to make to be with you. That's what he's doing. He's thinking about the divine feminine, and he's processing things connected to the divine feminine. So it's a good thing. For the divine feminine, this comes up for you. It's saying to you, see it differently. Let go of fear. Let go of the illusion. Look past the pain. Look past the 3D world. And if it comes out for the journey, it's saying the delay to your reunion or your union or that message or whatever it is you're waiting for. It could be something you create in your life. It will all happen in divine time. So the angels are saying to you, it's delayed with love. It's delayed for a reason. It's a blessing in disguise. Trust in that. And always think about something that happened where there was a delay in your life, where it worked out for the best and it created a blessing. And that's always the way. So whenever you get a delay or something happening within your connection that you don't really like, or you want it to be quicker, better, you may be feeling frustrated or angry or impatient, always remember to trust the process, because there's always a delay in love. So always visualize in your mind, when you're going through this, that heart on the traffic lights. And in my Depth Almost Tarot, that's what, I created for the Hanged Man, because, that heart on the traffic light. Because it's saying to you, it's delayed with love. So if you're feeling impatient, if you're feeling angry, frustrated with the way things are going, it's a sign to go within. And isn't it interesting that I'm feeling those things? Isn't it interesting that is triggering that impatience and anger within me? What is that teaching me about me? What do I need to heal? How can I let go and have faith? And it's also a sign for you to do your inner work, to raise your vibration, to work on gratitude, and to focus on love, knowing that everything will happen in your journey and your life in perfect and divine timing. And that's what the angels want you to know. But amazing how when I turned the video off, it flipped around. So this is things turning around. And that's why you've got Archangel Uriel, because he's the angel of illumination. He helps you to see. He brings in guidance and aha moments and illumination and power. He shows you the next steps to take. So during these delays, when there's that pause in action, which is what the Hanged Man can mean, you're gaining clarity on what the next steps are to take. So you're receiving guided action, because when we ask, it is given. So the Hanged Man is that pause in action to reflect and go within and, face fears to move ahead. And if you get this, for example, with the Hermit and the Four of Swords, deep thinking, big changes coming in. So always read it how it's aspected, but always trust your intuition, and that will always give you the right information around this card. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.